Hello everyone, I'm DonTheCrown, and today I want to talk about the day one of Mercenary League and kind of just what I think about it with PoE1 and kind of like the first league basically back in a whole year. Now before we get started, I actually want to do a very tiny quick tip because I've seen a lot of people have this problem and I had this problem too. Now if you go to Faustus, you might see that there are orders listed for other leagues, and I had a problem where I had stuff in the Mercenary League that had no way to get out. I couldn't log into my Mercenary character to pull the stuff out or anything like that. And I figured out how to fix this off stream, but what you want to do is go to your login screen, click this little button that's right here, League Migrations, find the league that you have stuff stuck in, click the migrate button, it'll migrate everything, click migrate all, and then just go and log on to any standard character at all, it doesn't matter which one it is, and you'll be able to grab the item off of Faustus, just like you normally cancel anything. Just be able to pull it out and you'll be good to go. Hopefully that helped. Let me know if you were having that problem in the comments down below. But yeah, for the Mercenary League, I have to say that the server issues and stuff, I didn't really have too many server issue problems myself. However, I know a lot of people were having a lot of server and connectivity issues. The queue itself was pretty long to kind of get into, but for the most part, that's not something I really had to deal with. So I'm not going to speak about that too much, but for the most part, I think that the server stability was mostly okay. I know the EU region had a lot of problems. So maybe I don't think it's a good idea for GG to run boss kill race events at the very start of a season, because typically there's going to be a little bit of imbalance for people just based on how server connectivity is. Now for the mercenaries themselves, I used mercenaries and interacted with the mechanic while leveling up, and I have to say I was pretty disappointed overall. I was actually pretty angry at several parts of the leveling process. Basically, I picked up a mercenary in the mudflats, and in the mudflats this mercenary felt OP. I was like, this is gonna be the easiest leveling I'm ever gonna do. And then by the time we made it to Submerged Passage, the mercenary just died instantaneously, and I rezzed them up for the ledge and they died instantaneously again. And that was pretty much my experience with mercenaries while leveling, was pretty much they just gonna die instantly. I had one that was very, very, very tanky, and he did live sometimes. Now, one thing I did not know right off the bat is there's this skill that you get called Order to Me. It's a button that will automatically appear once you have a mercenary. This does heal your mercenary. It does have a 4-second cooldown, but it does help a little bit with keeping them alive. But even with that, my mercenaries were just falling over left and right. I didn't really have a lot of gear to equip them to keep them alive, so I just kind of found the whole mechanic to be pretty disappointing in leveling. I really hope that they go through and they make them extremely tanky for the campaign. There's really no reason for them to perma die, I think. And cost so much gold to res. Lots of times, in order to res my merc, it would be and if I just got them, it would be all of my remaining gold, and then I wouldn't be able to hire new mercs if they kept dying. So it just kind of felt bad. So maybe remove the gold cost for resing them, and maybe just make them auto res during the campaign, and then once you get through the campaign, they perform a little bit differently. Now I've been using this one. My merc pretty much doesn't seemingly die almost at all anymore. They're not even really super high level geared or anything like that. I really only have a Lear cast and Perkle's toe on them right now, so they're not particularly over the top. I did try to go and put the Marcus mission ring with Frostbite in their ring slot, but that did not work, so that was a little bit of a disappointment. But for the most part, this one stays alive, which is pretty nice. I can go and mirror arrow, blink arrow, kind of to create some confusion, and it also just has grace and vault grace to keep itself alive, and that's fine. They're not really doing too much for me right now. I have seen some builds that are going and stacking negative lightning res, that is really kind of probably making this a little bit OP, but for the most part, I think the mercenaries are just kind of annoying, and a lot of them seemingly hit really stinking hard. I have a lot of effective health right now, and we have a primal Aegis here for 2400 elemental damage, another 4300 life. I'm res capped, and I've gotten one shot by like so many of the different mercs just absolutely just blast me down in one attack. There's a lot of them that have like a cooldown style attack that just hits super duper hard, and it kind of just feels like the meme of like where you have like the big bad anime villain who's like unbeatable, and then when they join the hero's party they're a wimp. And that's kind of like how it feels for Mercenary League. And the way that the one-shots kind of work really remind me a lot of Metamorphosis League. If you didn't play that league, you'd like build a monster, and there was definitely a few like little skills that you could add to the monster that would make them go from being like dealable to instant one shot, going to brick your map if you go near them. And that's kind of the mercenaries feel right now. There's some skills, there's some mercenary types that seemingly just do way too much damage when you're fighting them. So it's kind of just annoying. Now, in terms of the whole Atlas progression here, it's pretty much like feeling very samey up to this point, which I was a little bit disappointed. I was kind of hoping that we are going to get to deal with the new mechanic and stuff like that a little bit earlier. Pretty much the top maps that I've been going through right now at the bottom of red. I didn't really play as much as I normally do. I'm not feeling very good the last last week or so. But really, like, between the mercenaries like not being all that great and the new like end game stuff not even really being there here until like tier 14, this pretty much felt like standard league, which isn't really all that great. And I kind of found myself a lot of times being like just kind of like not super duper impressed with the updates so far. Now, I've heard good stuff about the end game, so we'll have to do a little bit more once we get up to that. But there's just so many like little things that are like I'm really hoping that they're going to put into the game. I know they've talked about like auto buyout auction house, and like having Faustus be able to like instantly sell stuff for you is definitely a huge quality of life. I logged on to a couple different things selling from that, but I really do wish that we had some sort of auction house to sell stuff, because already like on the very first day of the league, I'm trying to buy things for like 5 chaos. People aren't responding. I can see them in their hideout. I can see them going into their map. I'm like following them with who is, and it's just not working. They're just, you know, ignoring trades already, even on day one, which to me is just absolutely crazy. It's just something I hope that they fix. I've been playing Blade Vortex here, Elementalist, kind of following loosely with Chronic Painless's build. He did a really great job. He's a big write-up on the build, but we're just playing like cold crit, pretty much with like the Harim Sorrow gloves, turning it over, and then we have a Carcass Jack here 5 linked, an Obliteration Wand, and just like some other gear. It's kind of like blowing stuff up. It's been pretty fun so far. A little bit frustrated, like I said, mostly with the mercs. It's like I kind of like don't even want to fight them anymore, because the mercs are going to like basically one-shot me, which just kind of sucks, or they don't really have too much amazing gear. Now, I did see somebody in my Discord post that they found a merc that had 3 divines, and I believe it was even at low level. I don't know if I can find this here. Yeah, 3 divine merc. Picture. So yeah, this guy at level 46 had 3 divines. So it kind of seems like you have to look at them, but also like a lot of times it just feels like there's not too much great stuff. I found some like pretty good boots. I think boots are a good thing to look for. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. A little bit of ramble, but I just want to give you guys my thoughts on the league so far, and we'll see you again soon.